Blood Count by Logan Archer.
Interior. Hospital corridor. Night. A dying patient is rushed through a dark hospital corridor by orderlies/paramedics, through the doors of the ER, into the light. Interior. Hospital. ER night. Close up of the patient's face, looking down from above, giving us the sensation of floating above her body, as if experiencing an OBE, out-of-body experience, or an NDE, near-death experience.
They say that your life flashes before your eyes, just before you die, that you see a light at the end of the tunnel. I was dead for approximately 3.5 minutes, and all I remember was waking up to the harsh glare of the emergency room lights as the doctors tried to revive me.
Interior doctor's office. Day. Conducting a routine examination of the patient, the doctor shines a light into the patient's eye, swinging the penlight from one eye to the other, observing how the pupil reacts to the light.
So where were we?
The funeral.
Yes, the funeral. It reminded me of one of those letters you get.
What letter?
You know, the one where the computer has filled in the blank space where your name should be.
Dr. Evans is on his laptop, going through Anna's medical records.
The priest telling everyone she'd achieved so much in her life and not being able to think of much. I bet he'd rehearsed most of what he said at whoever's funeral he's attending.
Going through her files, tracking her progress.
The saddest part was how her parents kept insisting that it wasn't my fault, that I shouldn't blame myself for what happened, trying to convince themselves that by pulling the plug, they were somehow sparing her.
Shaking her head in disbelief.
Do you feel guilty about what happened? That it should have been you?
They told me that it was a miracle that I ever made it out of that accident alive. I sure as hell don't believe in miracles, and yet, here I am.
What did the priest say?
He told me what he needed to. He told me it was God's will, that even if I don't understand, I must somehow accept it. Somehow, I find it hard to believe that God had anything to do with this.
Interior. Radiology department reading room. Day. Dr. Evans stands before a viewing box, a light table used for viewing X-ray film. Going over the patient's X-rays, the doctor compares the images of before and after the treatment, examining an X-ray slide in which the patient is suffering broken bones and skeletal fractures incurred from the accident, and another X-ray in which the patient's injuries appeared to have completely healed.
The patient seemed to be responding well to the treatment, recovering from the accident far better than I had originally anticipated. I was careful not to share my findings with my colleagues or draw unwanted attention to what I was doing. I knew only too well the risks I was taking, the consequences of what would happen if anyone were to ever find out. My medical license, my reputation, my entire career was on the line. But I couldn't turn back now, not when I was so close to a breakthrough, so caught up in my own work, in what I was doing. I ignored the warning signs.
Exterior. Hospital grounds courtyard. Day. The doctor and the patient are seated at a table, sitting across from each other. The patient holds a cigarette, looking off into space,
Do you mind?
as he holds up a tape recorder.
No, not at all.
She puts out the cigarette in the ashtray.
You were saying.
He presses the record button on the tape recorder.
Don't get me wrong. As much as I enjoy these quiet moments we have together, I have to ask, why all the secrecy?
I don't understand. What secrets are you referring to?
As if you don't already know. I thought it was part of your profession, keeping other people's secrets.
I don't think it's so much about keeping secrets as an issue of trust.
Interior. Hospital corridor. Day. Dr. Evans walks down the hospital corridor, past other orderlies and nurses doing the rounds, before turning the corner into the ICU. Interior. ICU. Day. Dr. Evans pulls the curtain back, peering inside, checking up on one of his other patients.
Could I really blame her for not trusting me? In my line of work, trust is pretty much a given. Consent is already implied.
Sarah lies motionless on the bed, hooked up to a life support machine. The steady rise and fall of her chest is the only sign of life.
People come to us when there's no one left to turn to. Put their very lives in our hands, their faith in our medical science to save them. The real question was, could I trust her to keep this secret?
Monitoring her condition. Dr. Evans grabs a clipboard from the foot of the bed and scans her chart. Interior. Doctor's office. Day. Anna sits hunched in the examination chair. Her skin is pale and sallow. Cut to. With a tourniquet fastened around her upper arm and a needle inserted into the vein. Blood flows steadily, filling the vacutainer as the doctor slowly draws blood. Extracting a sample of blood, he holds the small glass vial up to the light.
The last time I saw her, her condition had visibly worsened. The side effects of the treatment were soon becoming apparent. Her blood count was low and she began to display signs of anemia. All the symptoms of withdrawal.
Interior. Pathology Department Lab. Day. Vials of blood are spun in a centrifuge as the machine whirs with a relentless efficiency.
During the early stages of treatment, she was put on dialysis. Initially given a blood transfusion to help her recover after the accident.
Cut to. Carefully extracting a drop of blood from a vial with a glass pipette. He dabs the blood onto a glass slide.
I soon realized, though, without the necessary transfusion to sustain her, without some kind of alternative, she wouldn't survive for long.
Placing the slide under a microscope, he peers through the eyepiece. Cut to. Adjusting the focus. The blood cells come into sharp relief, stark against the harsh light. Interior. ICU. Night. Sarah lies in the hospital bed, a tangle of wires and tubes obscuring her frail form. As the doctor stands by her bed, watching over her, a muted television murmurs in the corner, barely noticeable in the background. As it cycles through an endless stream of monotonous network television, when something catches his attention.
Breaking news tonight. Police are at the scene of a reported homicide in the downtown area.
The doctor leans in, craning his neck to listen to what is being said. On the TV screen, a news reporter stands in front of flashing police lights and yellow crime scene tape.
Few details are available at this time, but witnesses report an altercation taking place outside of the.
The news reporter's voice fades into the background. Dr. Evans stares at the TV, wide-eyed. His face appears pale in the dim light of the screen.
Details were sketchy. The news didn't go into who they were or how they died. What I couldn't learn from the news, I would find out soon enough by examining the body they brought in.
Interior. Doctor's office. Day. Dr. Evans sits at his desk, looking over the coroner's report, going through the autopsy pictures of this John Doe.
What I uncovered in the morgue only confirmed my fears, that she was somehow involved in all this. A routine examination of the corpse revealed certain telltale signs. Nothing that would arouse the suspicion of the authorities, of course, that it was anything other than a routine homicide. Subject was a Caucasian, male, late 40s, transient. No name, no ID, just another blank to be filed away. Lost amongst all the other paperwork.
Dr. Evans stands by the window, looking out into the night.
People who weren't attached to anyone or any place, whose death wouldn't raise too much of an inquiry or draw any unwanted suspicion. If it was her, she had been careful not to attract any attention. I knew it was only a matter of time before she would learn of what was really going on, before she discovered the truth for herself.
Interior, ICU. Night. Dr. Evans sits by his wife's bedside, holding her hand. Sarah lies comatose in the hospital bed, hooked up to life support. Machines beep and whir, relentlessly, echoing in the sterile silence. Each breath forced, a mechanical hiss.
She was being kept on life support, in a medically induced coma, diagnosed with a terminal illness, with little to no hope of recovery. Maybe I should have pulled the plug, ended all this. If I had, perhaps none of this would have happened.
Interior, doctor's office. Night.
But it's one thing to give life, another to take it away.
Dr. Evans returns to his office only to find it ransacked and in complete disarray. Moonlight seeps through broken blinds, casting eerie shadows across the room. A framed certificate hangs crooked on the wall. Furniture is overturned, and a broken filing cabinet hangs open, its contents scattered and strewn across the floor. Medical files and patient records, years of meticulous work, trampled underfoot. Dropping to his knees, he sifts through the debris.
I kept telling myself that if it was within your power to save the ones you loved, wouldn't you do everything you could to keep them from dying? Even though I knew what was coming, I felt powerless to stop it.
Turning over a broken picture frame, he looks down at a photo of him and his wife, Sarah, smiling back at him. The glass casing is splintered and cracked down the middle.
I knew I shouldn't have let myself in uninvited, but I just couldn't help myself.
Dr. Evans turns around, startled to see her, as Anna emerges from out of the shadows.
Anna. What? What are you doing here?
Question I've been asking myself for some time now. What am I doing here? I was hoping you would tell me. You seem to be the one with all the answers.
Dr. Evans slowly backs away as Anna slowly advances towards him.
What do you mean?
Don't play coy with me, doctor. I know you've been keeping close tabs on me for some time now. It's all in your records.
I needed to know how you were doing. I was worried you.
Worried? Now, why would you be worried about me? Is there something wrong with me? Something you're not telling me about?
As she approaches, closing the distance between them, he finds himself backed into a corner, his back against the wall.
I wasn't sure you'd understand. Whether you'd forgive me.
As she draws dangerously close to him.
Forgive you for what you did.
She softly chuckles to herself, breaking the tension.
Perhaps I should thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here now, would I?
No, you wouldn't.
And what of your wife?
What about my wife?
Do you think she'll be as forgiving once she learns of what you've done?
Leave her out of this.
Gathering his wits, he pushes past her, trying to maintain some distance.
I'm afraid it's far too late for that.
Stopping him in his tracks.
What do you think will happen when she finds out?
Dr. Evans turns back and looks askance at her.
She can never know. About you, me, or any of this.
Oh, I'm sure she'll figure it out soon enough. It's only a matter of time.
Interior. ICU. Night. Hooked up to a life support machine. The beeping heart rate monitor displaying her vital signs drops out, replaced by the single monotone sound of a flatline. Sarah lies still in the bed. Before opening her eyes,